Everybody, Joe the Lawyer here from Analog Man Cave and Greg from Egregious Games. And this is the Hair Show, boys and girls. The Hair Show. What's up, man?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. I will say, no one tells you that when you go from like 3 views to like 1,000 comments in a week, no one tells you go through like physiological changes. I've been like I woke up the other night and I was just woke up in a puddle of my own sweat.
It's nuts,
I'm not used to being in the spotlight, man.
This is fantastic.
It's crazy. It's been crazy.
It's fantastic. I've watched your video twice. It was so good. And we're talking about. Let me link to it. I'll put that in the chat here. And this should go out to everybody's channel, I believe. Click on the link to that video, and the link to his channel is in my description I put out there. So there's the video. You guys could check it out. But Greg did an awesome thing on Daggerheart, and it wasn't just like superficial bullshit review. It was like I played 15 sessions, and here's my honest take on it. And it wasn't I'm gonna shit on it, and it wasn't. It was a very fair and balanced review, and a great presentation. I was like, this is good. This is how a review should be done. You know, he called it a post-mortem. I like that.
Someone's saying anyone else not hear anything. Is that? Can other people hear?
Yeah. Can we hear, guys? Are you there? We should be okay.
I think it should be fine. It's probably just your audio settings there, Henry. But yeah, I just wanted to check, you know?
Yeah. You know what? Let me see something here because I pulled up.
Yeah, I can hear it just fine.
I pulled up the channel. Yep, I can hear it on my channel.
Yeah, it's fine. I just wanted to check because we'll be talking for 15 minutes and then someone will be like, "There's been no audio the whole time."
Yeah, it would suck.
Like my video the other day, I re-recorded it twice, and then it's just like, "Oh my god, the audio is corrupted."
I hate that.
Because my microphone's a piece of shit.
I hate that, man. I got a mic, and then my nephew came over, and he wanted to see my setup, and he's a kid, so he knows everything. And he actually legit knows a lot about this shit. And he goes, "You got that mic?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Where do you put it?" I said, "Right there, like, foot and a half in front of me." He goes, "No wonder your sound sucks." I'm like, "What's wrong with my sound?" He's like, "You got to get an arm, and this kind of mic, you got to put it 2 inches to your face." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." So because he saw the Questing Beast video that I did where I shit on him. And that's few steps I'll shit on somebody, him, right? And I was like,
I haven't seen that. I don't do the YouTube drama. I stay so away from drama.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But so I got this arm now, and I put the arm with the mic near my face. But every once in a while, I forget the arm is there, and the mic is all the way to the side, and I'm thinking I'm recording, and I have like very distant sound. I'm like, God damn it!
See, I've got an arm, but it's like limp. It's just like if you touch it, it will just start to sink.
So a little blue pill, man, would help that. A little blue pill for the arm. It goes.
There we go. It's starting to point up a bit now.
There you go. You're getting excited. Oh Christ, man. So yeah, I saw this video. I'm like, I gotta talk to this guy. I like his vibe. He seems to be very fair, and dude, you started out when you dropped this video, what'd you have, like 500 subs, and now you're about 1,200 or something?
375 subs. I remember that because I had it. I think it was about like 390 at some point, but I didn't post videos for a year and it was going down, and I was like, it's not why, like, YouTube isn't really what I want to be doing. It's just like, somewhere to talk about stuff. So it's like, I'll be back when I've got something to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you had something to talk about, dude, and you really fucking made it. I mean, the video itself got 27,000 views, 973 comments, and you went from 400 to 1,240 subs. So holy shit. Congratulations. And you're monetized. You're in the process of getting monetized, man.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but apparently they're going to put ads on the video anyway. So it's like, I might as well.
Might as well get a penny off it. That's really what it comes down to, is a penny or two. But hey, if I pay for your bill a little bit, of restream and all that, Yeah.
Pay for bugs for the lizard.
What's that?
Pay for bugs for the lizard.
Yeah, I saw you doing lizards, huh? Yeah. I saw the lizard theme you got going on there, man. Jim Morrison, or just like lizards?
I've got just the one lizard.
Okay,
but I'm in the midst of building a mansion for him. That's taken me all year.
The lizard mansion.
He deserves it. He brings us so much joy.
All right. That's cool. That's good. It's not a poisonous one.
I am a Dungeons and Dragons. Well, when I play Dungeons and Dragons, I have a real dragon in my real dungeon.
All right. That's it. You should have it as a prop. If you play face to face instead of a token or mini, you put the fucking thing there. Whoever he bites, whichever he's the one who attacks. You know, make it realism.
You gotta be careful with that one. He's a really stupid lizard.
Oh,
Earlier
really?
this year, I was building his Viv, and there was like a tiny little bit of polystyrene on the floor, and he was like, "Oh!" He chomped on that polystyrene like nobody's business.
Oh, Jesus!
He will eat anything. So
really?
You gotta be so careful. He's so stupid.
Jesus. Well, so intelligence 1. We know D&D stats are accurate, right? So they'll eat anything and they don't give a shit. Yeah, so it looks like you've had a hell of a background though. You're in terms of like game design development and all that. When you talked about this, you said, "Listen, this is my first rodeo. I played in design and experienced like 15 different games." I'm like, holy shit, because I'm a one-trick pony. I'm a D&D guy. I tried other ones, but I didn't really like them. So what got you into the whole Daggerheart thing? Was it the rah-rah of it, or you just wanted to check it out for game design mechanic purposes?
Well, I'm always, when it comes to systems, I'm like, honestly, the group matters more, and like the GM, you can have. I've played games that are complete shit, but the GM made it fun, and vice versa. Daggerheart is the first time I've had like what I consider to be a really good group, a really good GM, and I just didn't. I was trying to have fun, and the game felt like it wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
But my friend was running a game, and I was like, I'll try it out. Yeah, I'll try anything once, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that. I've been playing it for a while, and Tim was running Tim Shorts from the Gother's Manor. He was running Shadow Dark, and it's all the rage, of course, everybody knows. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And I instantly hated a couple of mechanics in it. One was the spell failure thing. Like, I don't mind if somebody makes a save versus my spell, but damn it, if I'm a caster, I want it to work. Same reason I don't like DCC spell casting. I don't want the randomness. I want it to work. Even if it's less power, at least it's reliable on my side. I don't want to be a failure, right? The other one was the torches crap. That's just dumb. And that felt like what you were talking about.
See, that seems easy. House rule, the torch.
Oh,
that's just a rule.
No. Yes. It's not a core thing. You could just eliminate the whole torch thing. The encumbrance thing was kind of dumb. You could eliminate that. But if you start eliminating the shit you don't like, you're back to fucking old school essentials, right?
Yeah, that is kind of the thing. It's like, why am I designing my own game at this point? Like, what you're saying about like spell rebounds and stuff like that. That's kind of one of the reasons I bounced off Savage Worlds, because it's got a similar thing. And it's like, I don't want it to be that random, you know?
Yeah.
Where I'm just like locked out of using a spell, or just it's, some people love that. I don't.
Yeah, no, I get it. And when you talked about something in your review, I'm sure I'm gonna phrase this wrong, but you talked about story first versus game first. It made me think about the Shadow Dark torch rule, where the torch lasts an hour or so, depending on in hour time versus
I see that.
Game time. And I was like, that makes so much sense. I never had a term to describe it. I'm just because I'm not that smart. I just think that's just stupid, right? That's my
the term they use is fiction first.
Fiction first. Can you explain that? Because whoever didn't watch your video, and if you haven't, you're a moron, go watch it after this, of course. But yeah, explain what you mean, because that was really good. That was really good. As a theoretical,
yeah, I've had a lot of people telling me that my definition is wrong, and I was like, I respect your opinion, but to me, fiction first for me is like when the world the world that we're all trying to play in and envision, that's like what's really happening, right? That's why it's not a board game. So the mechanics should just reflect that. It shouldn't be like, oh, you've got 12 hero points and you spend them to cleave. It's like, why can't I just cleave? I'm a man with a sword. I could do that at home. I might not be very good at it, but I could definitely try.
Yeah. So when you talked about Daggerheart, where did they break? Where was the biggest breakdown in that? What made the least sense? What was the dumbest?
It was the spotlight system, and it's the problem that like monsters don't act like once per round. Players don't act once per round. It's just whenever they feel like it. It's
very weird.
So that was the biggest one. There's a lot of things that I didn't think were fiction first.
And so when you get into fiction first, like give examples of like mechanics that are fiction first versus the mechanics first, so people could maybe get the gist of it better. You know what I'm saying? Like even in D&D, because if people haven't played Daggerheart, like what's a D&D thing that's like that?
Something that's not fiction first in D&D that I don't like is the 5th edition Battle Master class for fighter, the subclass. You've got these superiority die that you use all your techniques.
Yes.
Great example, to cleave or to trip, and it's like, so you run out of superiority dice, and you can no longer attempt to trip someone up. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get that. I never liked Battlemaster, and like you said, I didn't know why. I just hated the whole class. Well, the thing that triggered it for me was something like you shoot an arrow at somebody and they're feared and they can never get any closer. Why can't somebody get closer because an arrow hit them or went at them or something? It makes no sense. Why that doesn't
see that makes sense to me if they're afraid of you. But I get that it's like people don't like it when you take away their agency, where you're like you're not allowed to do something because it just doesn't feel good. But I get both sides of that. But I think with like Battlemaster, like it's annoying because like I like playing the class because it's the only class that can do the things I would expect a fighter to be able to do.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. If I want to do that, I have to give up all the other cool subclasses just to be able to do something I should be able to do anyway.
Yeah. There should be a mechanic in there to allow anybody to do it. Maybe not as much as many times per round as they want to do it, right? I mean, I think V-Block makes a good point. Battlemaster is nice that they replace superiority dice with a reaction. If you want to keep reaction,
and I know someone's going to say that they, in the new edition, the 1D&D, they have actually made it so that every fighter gets a little bit of that, which is a good change in my opinion. It's still like, it's still not perfect, but they did make a little change.
Yeah. And the newer edition, I was reading through it to try to see what changes were made because you're writing your own game, I'm writing my own game here, and I was like, let me see what I could steal, of course, because you're gonna steal something. I'm not making an original game. I'm making a game I steal bits and pieces from every other person who has ever made something good, and so I wanted to see what was in there, and I noticed that what they did in the new edition was like for example, Rangers used to have some abilities that a DM had to adjudicate how it worked. There was no role for it, right? They kind of took away everything like that in 2024's D&D because they were prepping it to be a fucking VTT game with AI DMs maybe in the future. And so if you can't mechanize something but a dice roll, why bother having it, right? And so it made the game a more gamist approach. Like I think like Daggerheart is a more gamist approach with narrative elements that screw it up. That's kind of the way it sounds to me, at least with Daggerheart,
Yeah, and that's what really got me is that it's exactly like you said, but they're marketing it as that it's a very loosey-goosey fiction first kind of game. And I had conversations with people where they're saying this, and it's like, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It grinds my gears. It grinds my gears, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I get it, man. I get it. It's like it's designed for. So somebody made in one of your 1,000 comments. It's a game designed for theater kids. I've been seeing more and more people talk about that for D&D too. It's like D&D is attracting the theater kids, and I didn't know what that was until I have a couple of nephews and nieces who are theater kids now, or hanging around with theater kids. And it's like my older nephew, he brought his buddies home, to go. They hang out or whatever in the house, and I'd be over there. They're a bunch of dudes, bunch of jocks, bunch of assholes, just like guys are at 17, right? And my nieces, they get bring their friends over, and I'm like, that's a weirdo, man. That's a school shooter waiting to happen right there. What the hell's going on?
Can I soapbox for a second?
Yeah.
Because
absolutely,
theater kids. I've been hearing this term a lot, and I think like theater is totally a valid term. But like all I want is that like people don't start using it like dismissively, because like they're like Critical Role, they'll call themselves theater kids. It's they're totally honest about that. And there's like game, if you're a theater kid and you love this game, that's fucking awesome. I hope that you love it. Yes. I just like, I know some people really got into the side of things where they're like, yeah, fucking stick it to them, and I'm just like, no, like I hate the game, but like I got no problem. Like I just want to keep it chill and talk about games.
Yep.
And I just want to make sure people know I don't hate any of the people that made the game. I got no problem with them. Yep. And it just treat them as nicely as you would your little nephew or your niece who's into the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
They love what they love.
Exactly.
That's my soapbox. Sorry,
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Anybody who plays, that's a good thing. You bring more people into the hobby. But when the direction of the design of the game that I've loved for 40 plus years changes to suit that, it's no longer a game I want to play. Just like Daggerheart, right? The Daggerheart has changed in a way to sort of cater to them, and it's like, well, that's not the game I like. It's not what the hell happened to the game I like. Where to go, And I think that's a lot of the angst right now that's going on. I think that's.
So I think it wouldn't even be that bad if it actually was just a game for theater kids. Because there's games like Apocalypse World is a great game for theater kids, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But Daggerheart, I don't think it is actually a good game for theater kids. I don't know who the game is for. There's some people that seem to be enjoying it. That's great. But like, I could be a bit of a theater kid. I'm a fucking melodramatic man sometimes. But I didn't like it.
You got the hair for theater. I mean, you're good to go. Yeah, I could see you fully in the Shakespeare play there, man. I was like, oh, shit. When I was thinking about what to call this, I'm like, we got to call it the hair show because obviously, right? And I'm like, this guy's got good hair. I got up my game. I put the leave-in conditioner in today. I figured I got to up the game for the hair show, you know?
You know, like a few weeks ago, before I made this video, I went to a community theater in my local city because I was like, I got all this fucking energy and I need to get it out somehow. And so I didn't actually end up like, you know, you got to pay like 50 quid to them to be allowed in. So I'm like, not right now.
Yeah,
but
someday.
And definitely not right now because I've got so much shit going on. But
yeah.
Like I almost actually went to do some performing at a theater.
Really?
Because I went and watched the show and it looked really fun.
Well, you got comments to respond to, dude. I mean, you know, you got no time for theater.
Yeah, I got a fucking game design. I've just been like throwing up rules and things for the play test because that's tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't want to put everything out because people are just going to get overwhelmed by it.
Yeah,
but like I got to like give them the limited rules. It's been busy, man. Like I said, like after like I put out that video, the first 4 days it started blowing up. I couldn't like eat anything. My stomach just turned into like a fist. I was just like, what's going on? My life's blowing up.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
It's crazy.
You know, and guys, the link to his channel is below. Go in there, click the link in the description and subscribe to the channel. And I will put the link again if you just join us, because we got like 44 people now, it looks like. So if you're just joining us, that's the link to the video we're talking about. Subscribe to the channel from there too. Maybe get 1 million more subs, man. Like my other friend Greg, he drops a couple of videos, all of a sudden he goes from
Chubby
like
Funster.
Yeah, Chubby Funster. He went from a few hundred to like almost 6,000 subs in a matter of a month. I'm like, you son of a bitch. How the hell did you pull that off?
I caught the end of your live stream the other day. I didn't see much of it, but I was because I was just like, it was on Chubby Funster's channel, and I was subscribed to him.
Yeah.
Your thing, the video that I saw of yours, like before you reached out to me, was the Gygax Dungeon Master's Guide video, because I love that kind of thing. I love listening to like older grognards talk about like the old days and the old stuff, and because it's like I missed out on that. Like 5th edition was my first D&D, so
oh shit,
that stuff's really interesting.
Well, how old are you, man? Roughly, you know, what age you're in?
I'm 37. I had a very winding route into RPGs.
Yeah.
I started out like making like web RPGs, like, you know, like play-by-post stuff.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Okay. All right.
But like I didn't get into D&D like until like maybe 10 years ago.
So
maybe not even that long, man.
So 5th edition was your very first. That's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. Have you played the older stuff? Ever gotten and said I'm going to play 1st edition or back?
No, honestly, no. No. That's why I said like in the video, like I'm not super experienced with the OSR stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've looked into it, but like
yeah. That's cool. We were talking about that just before the show a little bit. He was saying you watched the Raji video I did, James Raji, and you were interested.
I didn't watch it. I saw the thumbnail and I was like, oh, Raji.
Okay. Yeah. It was a 5.5 hour video because I said to him, we're approaching 4 hour mark, and I said, well, Greg went about 4 hours, and he said, James, mine went over 5. I'm like, we're gonna beat that, man. It was gonna be the longest damn live stream we've ever done. So we know like 5 hours and 20 something minutes. So we just killed it. But yeah, back in the old days, the OSR was 150 blogs. A bunch of guys just talking about D&D, and now it just fucking exploded. There. Speaking of, somebody mentioned Chubby Funster 3 times. He shows up, so there he is. I don't understand Joe's desire to live stream in the middle of the day. It's uncivilized. Oh, you're muted there, man. You're muted somehow there, Greg. What happened? Did you unplug some? No. All right. We're going to have to read his mouth, read his lips, and see what he says. Not a thing. Not a word. It was funny because he had mic issues and camera issues before. He and I, I'll keep talking because I could just nonstop talk forever, as you guys know, as he does this. But yeah, he and I, we'd never met before, other than yesterday briefly for like 5 minutes. We were trying to set up this video on Restream. So he wanted to get his thing. He couldn't get his camera to work, and now his mic is giving him shit. So. So that's right. That's right. We'll get it done. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Greg casts the cleric of Puce has shown up. Chubby Funster, and he casts silence spell on everybody. Yeah. Let's see if we can get it rolling here. Anything going? No. Another mic. Why would a Restream just say "fuck your mic" all of a sudden? You know, if you think about that, it's like, nah, I don't like this mic. I'm gonna mess with him right now. Yeah. I think Daggerheart will stick around if it gets supported. Yeah, I think if Mercer does use it for the next CR series, I think aren't they using Daggerheart for oh god, the Acquisitions Incorporated? He's gonna drop and come back. Overcome being muted. A theater kick could easily overcome being muted. Yeah. All right, let's see. He's back. Oh, let's see. There we go. Got something? Say hi. Ah, shit, no. You see, Greg, you fucked it all up. Coming in here talking about Puce and stuff, you know, it's like you messed our whole stream up, Greg. I'm totally going to blame Greg. But, yeah, Greg you were saying, Greg, it's like, this is an evil time to do a live stream. Well, he's in England. He's near Bristol in Wales, the area. Got it. Nothing, man. Got nothing. And so he has like a 5 or 6 hour gap or whatever it is. He's on Greenwich Mean Time, and I'm on East Coast time. So we try to find a time to match up. And I tell you, I don't get up before noon on Saturday, so this is a special event. I even took a shower, washed the hair, got the hair gel in there. You know, all good here. Gotta have the hair game going for him, you know. So yeah. Let's look at some of the comments as you endeavor to get back here. Like the Shadow Dark spell system, you don't expect the fighter hit every time. That's true. But no, he's still muted to you guys, right? It's not just me. He's actually muted. Yeah, I even turned his volume up. Yeah, I don't get it. I am perplexed. Yeah. Bristol, Indiana. Battlemaster being asked if they replace the early as a reaction die. Yeah. The initiative system seems wonky in Daggerheart, but in play, it actually flows well. It requires that you have a group that works well together. Yeah, that makes sense. Muted IDD. Let's see. And hello, Raptor 7. Mithras, all the cool stuff you can do in combat is usable by everyone. No feats. Yeah, that's like a classless system, I guess, you know. Acquisitions Incorporated started a horrible trend of comedy D&D. Okay. The value of interpretation and improvisation. Oh, he's back. Let's see.
Does it work?
Yes.
Oh my god,
victory!
Man, this is the problem when you suddenly become popular. Is I'm not prepared.
That's all right, man. All right. Well, you got to get you a better mic setup. That's all. Or you got a good camera though. The camera coming in good.
I mean, the microphone itself is fine. It's the PC and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so
I think I got to reinstall Windows, which is not going to be fun.
Oh, Jesus. I had to upgrade from 10 to 11. I resisted until they finally threatened me with never again updating.
Same, anything. Man. And 11, that's what's fucked it up. That's
yeah. I believe it. It made some things better and some things worse, you know, with 11. So yeah, that probably, you're right.
I'm just not going to touch anything right now because I was trying to make my light work because my light kept flickering on and off. And
okay.
That's when it turned off. So I'm just like not going to touch anything. So my lighting's going to be shit. It's fine.
That's funny. I'll turn the light off for the fucking mic.
You can tell I am indie. This is not a bit.
That's funny. You said you're autistic, and did you say you had ADHD as well? Oh, he's choking himself out now. He's going to croak on us.
Yeah. I've got all of the specs, man.
All the gamer stats, basically.
Autism, ADHD, full subclass.
Yeah. No, I got a touch of each. I got more ADHD than autism. If I look at autism, though, it's like it gives you a hyper focus, right? You could work for 15 hours straight without having to think about it. You just grind. But the ADHD gets in the way because it takes you 5 hours to get your ass in a fucking chair to do that fucking 15-hour grind, right?
It can, yeah, man. I didn't even know I had ADHD until like 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would have helped to know back in school.
I knew I was hyper. They called it just hyper. He was a hyper kid, hyperactive, whatever, and distracted, blah, blah, blah. So I knew that, but it was only when I was looking at some family members and I was like, maybe this autism. I read through, I'm like, I got a bit of autism too, it looks like. Look at that. I can relate to this.
If you're into RPGs, there's a good chance, you know?
Yeah. I mean, anybody who sits there and reads the DMG or spells obsessively trying to figure out every way to make them maximize and work for you, hours into the late night. I mean, that's you got something,
There we go. I got the ghetto light setup, which is on my second monitor. I just got a white screen open.
All right.
So I'm now lit up.
That's all right. However
That's
works, man. I think somebody was saying that he wondered if where is it? Despite I think Daggerheart will go the way of Candela Obscura in a year or two. What do you think? Is it going to last? Does it have sticking power?
I really don't know. Like, I don't think it's going to have long-term sticking power. I think in a year or two, it's going to be around. I feel bad, man, because I'm like, there's a lot of views on the video, and there's a lot of people going, I was thinking about trying Daggerheart, and now I'm not going to, and I'm like, fuck, did I just kill it? Like, no. I didn't mean to.
I think it'll do fine. I mean, it made stupid money. People are going to buy anything that they put out, right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. They like the people, they're going to buy their shit, right? I mean, I did that for a long time with Draggy. I didn't play this stuff, and I can't play his stuff in my kind of a game, but I'm like, I want to support this guy. The old schoolers, Matt Finch, some of the Goodman Games stuff, I'll just buy it because I like these people and I want to support their stuff, and maybe someday they'll do the same for me, So just every little bit helps, I figure, so. Yeah. Speaking of which, what is your game about? I know you're designing a game, and I saw Crossguard. Was right?
Yeah.
Right. And so I was listening to your video about it. It sounds interesting. How describe it? What? Give me the 2-minute elevator speech. You're stuck in the elevator for 2 minutes, going up to the top of whatever the hell, and you got to pitch me. What is it?
I got to open Obsidian. I got my whole thing here. Yeah. It's a mid-weight system agnostic kind of game. I'm not trying to make a super crunchy game. I'm not trying to make a super light narrative game. Someone in the Discord was talking about, like, they think that there's a phrase that it's like game design is when you're dissatisfied, so you get into something, and that's kind of I'm looking for the Goldilocks system.
Okay.
So it's like meant to be, you can like change the setting up. It's very, like, coders will know this term. It's very extensible. It's very, like, easy to mod and easy to hack.
Okay.
But the basic, like, what I actually want out of a game, I want immersion. Obviously, I want that fiction first shit. I want interesting choices, like, because a lot of times you unlock a thing in an RPG, it's not really a choice. You want to be like that's the key of RPGs. You want to fun choices. You want to debate. Yeah. So immersion, choices, consequences. I want fun, interesting consequences to happen. Okay. I got a whole array of interesting shit that can happen. And I want it to be fast, and I want it to be flexible, which we already talked about.
That's good. Yeah.
That's basically it in a nutshell. And they want to do a bunch of other little things that I like out of systems.
Okay, so immersion, consequences, choices. What game mechanics are in there to make this happen? How did you? What was your thought process? I want these factors, and here's how I'm going to get there. What did you do to make it happen? And how is it different than, let's say, regular D&D shit? That's pretty much all I know, right? So
yeah. Well, like, I already talked about reactions in the last video, but like, one of the things that actually kicked it off is, like, when you play D&D, say you roll like a 19 on the dice, it's like a really good dice score, and you're like, oh, well, the monster's DC is only a 10, so everything past that is wasted. And then you roll damage die and you get a 2 and a 1, and it's like, well, that 19 really got me hyped up for something big. That didn't happen. So in here, it's like there's no, like, damage dice. The core resolution system is all, like, so you roll your dice, compare it to, like, the enemy's DC, and then how different it is from that. That tells you how big of a success it was. Okay. And so, you get like 1 to 4 above the enemy score. That's just like a basic success. Like you struggled and you just kind of barely succeeded. And then you get like every like tier above that. It's basically, you know, people know about levels of success in games.
Yes.
But it just scales infinitely. So at the high end, like if you roll well enough, or if your stats are high enough, that's another thing. It's like your stats almost don't matter at that point. You can keep pumping your strength, but if you hit them, you've hit them, and then you just do that base damage. Here it's all rolled in, so that actually kind of speeds up the game as well. So that's kind of one of the mechanical baseline things, and it just feels good when you roll really high, because you're like, that's going to translate into the damage I do.
More, not just a critical. It's either you could get a dirty 27 or a nat 20, and a nat 20 is better than a dirty 27 sometimes, right? It's like, how the hell did that work? You know?
Yeah, that is exactly that. And in the system, we use like 2d10s. So I basically made it that way so it's really easy to set DCs. So you have 1d10 minus 1d10. You roll them, so you got a positive and a negative die. It's a bit like Daggerheart. So say you roll a 9 on the positive and a 7 on the negative, that's a +2, and you just add that to your score, and then you compare that to the enemy score. So that just tells you. So say if like I've got 10 skill in lock picking, and I'm the GM, I go, I can't really be fucked to think about like too hard what kind of DC I want to set. I just want something that's like roughly equal to them. Set the DC at 10, and then they've basically got a 50-50 chance of succeeding. So it's really easy to like intuitively set DCs. That's kind of, you know.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
I can talk for a long time about this.
This is good. This is good.
You can probably tell. That's the autism.
In terms of the immersion aspect of it, how does it help with immersion? What mechanics or whatever it is in there? 27 was a porno that Joe was in back in the late 80s. Yes, indeed. You found the old videos, Greg. I see. Damn it all. Are you impressed, Greg? Are you jealous? That's all I got to say. Anyway, the immersion factor, speaking of immersion, or that's insertion. Immersion. What's that all about?
Yeah, so like, you know, in D&D, you'll get all these like unlockable traits where it's kind of just gamified, you know, things like, okay, you can re-roll your damage dice once per attack, or little things like that. And as you get more and more of these, as you get up to level 20, the game slows down more and more, because you've got all these fucking little abilities you've got to go through. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. I forgot to do this. That's why the turns take so long. And it's got nothing really to do with your character. You might as well just give them a +1 to damage. So that's essentially what I've done. I've cut out all the complicated cruft to leave room for complexity when it's actually interesting, when there's actually like a choice involved. So like, you know, you get your fire powers, and then you can do whatever with fire. Like I can control fire. So if I want to make a check to try and like, you know, pull fire off my friend who's burning and just like clamp it in my hands, I don't need an ability that gives me permission to do that. I can just, you know, I tell the GM that's what I want to do, you know, make a check.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. And that helps you get into your character, because you're thinking outside the box, because there is no box anymore. You just have this, you know, broadly described ability set, and you could like, now you're really figuring out, what can I do with this? You try it, and it's up to the GM to figure out yay or nay and how hard. That's it.
Yeah. And we don't want to just like fucking say, here's the rules, fuck off, kick people out of the nest. So there's guidelines and things. There's loads of advice on how to use it. But I know that most GMs, like once they know what they're doing with the system, you're not in the session reading through the book. You're kind of just playing a bit of jazz with it. So it's like I want to enable GMs who just want to take the rules and say, oh, that's nice, Greg. That, you know, all those guidelines that you wrote for me, how to GM. No, I've got it from here. You know, I let them run with it. You know. Yep.
It's funny because the old DM guy, the old AD&D one, you said he liked that video because of the nostalgia aspect of it. But Gary was just like one DM to another, giving you, here's what I do, here's my advice, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool. That's the approach I like. And it's sort of the way I'm doing it when I'm writing mine up. And I know
that's what I liked about your video. I was like, oh, I got to read that now. Yeah. I went and looked on Amazon. It's about 50 quid for it. So I'm like, ooh, but I do want to read that.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. It's an excellent book. You could still pull it off the shelf, take it to the shitter. I call it shitterial. Anything that's good to read on the shitter. It's great shitterial. You could open it to any page and learn something that you've never seen. Even though I've been reading the book for 40 whatever years, there's still more shit in there, little nuggets that you can learn something from. Oh, really? I never saw that before. Whatever the hell, because it's so goddamn disorganized. It's a fucking mess. There was no game layout design standards back then. He just started typing, you know, probably with a little bit of a little nose candy back in the day, I think too. You know, it was the 80s, so it was there. You know, pre-Adderall, you had to do what you had to do with the white nose candy. You know.
That's how my Daggerheart video started off. Not with cocaine, but with I decided to just get the microphone and I just ranted into the mic for about 45 minutes. And I listened back to it and I thought, this sounds like a fucking lunatic spoke. Like, so then I wrote out, I got an AI to like transcribe everything I'd said. And then I restructured it, put the paragraphs about, and I was like, okay, they're going to have sections, positives, negatives, so on.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Greg is on a rules rant here. What's he say? Blah, blah, blah. A bit of lore, dirty 27. All right. He says creatives tend to be disagreeable and they are less effective at marketing than the average person. Consequence, creatives, I guess, don't see how important marketing is. I think Raji is he's greatly creative, and his marketing is himself. You know, if you think about that in that respect. And he says the problem with loose guidelines is the most clever player can often leverage their skilled RPGs to get the GM to agree with them on more points than the noob. That's true, and I think that goes to your Daggerheart video. You know, that's the Achilles heel story, Achilles heel of story games. Yeah, I agree. That's actually why I don't like. A lot of people have the old initiative where you it's like group, and there's a spot in my heart for a group initiative. Roll a d6 and you guys decide who goes first, but keep it quick. Don't sit there and dawdle, right? But no matter how much I've ever tried to do it, the drawback to that, and I always go back to everybody roll their own initiative, the drawback to the group is that the most vocal, assertive person is always going to start either going first themselves, or they will start ordering other people. You do this and I'll do that. And next thing you know, the people lose agency. The other players lose agency. And by the time it gets to the last guy, the most humble guy, like you said in your video, you know, you're the guy who just sits back and waits for their turn and does it. By the time it gets to somebody like yourself, there is nothing left to do that's any cool. You know what I mean? So it's and
I will counterpoint to Chubby here because he was saying, like, you know, you can just set it at anything. That's kind of a downside. But like you read any adventure guide and like you'll see it's a DC 15, this DC 10, this. Those aren't based on guidelines in the book. Someone just came up with them.
Yeah.
But that's why we have rough guidelines where it's just like, you know, this is something that like an expert could do. This is something that like the world legendary master of lock picking needs to be done. And on my system, that's just basically 1 to 18. Like 18 is like the kind of what would it be equal for a legendary master?
Yeah. Zarian said
that's the thing about RPGs. Like I had this when like people when I was playing with Daggerheart with people when like I pulled out a deck of tarot cards to help the GM with like fucking Oracle stuff. And I'm not a mystic. I just use these for like just for fun, like mind games. And someone's like, is that an official rule? And I'm like, no, like but TTRPGs, you don't realize that they're not based on like physics necessarily. Someone did just come up with this stuff. They are just made up.
That's it. Eventually, there's no such thing as game balance. You know, people look at that as, oh, this has been play tested so much, it's a well-balanced game. Bullshit, because that all goes out the window as soon as you get a shitty player or the magic item levels in your game change from the play test magic item levels, or the DM sucks, or the DM has a harder game, or whatever the case may be. I mean, you can only play test so much. You put something out there, you make a gut check on intuition, and what do you think is going to work or not, and you just roll with it. There were some people in the first time our old age man group did a live stream together, which we vowed never to do. Greg was in this game. Matt Jackson played it. It was a Shadow Dark game. He GM'd it, rather. We all played in it. And we'd vowed never to do this because there were a bunch of people who would get canceled based on what we say, right? You get a couple drinks, and this next thing you know, it's all over because we said the wrong word that you can't say anymore or something, right? So he's like, all right, we're going to try to keep it cool, less drinking, you know, so and just just do it. But people were complaining that we had been already changing the game before it even started, before the play test, before the first time we ever played it. Matt was house ruling some bullshit away. And people were bitching about it. And I remember saying something like, listen, it's one thing to bitch about house rules if it's a noob and never played anything. I said, there's probably about 400 years of game experience right here in this little group. You know what I mean? We could just house rule and play it as we go. You know, that's all.
That's what I was saying in the video about, like, you know, Arneson and stuff. Do you think they had like exhaustion rules and all these little like granular things back in the day? Like, no, they just made it up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's no rule for this. I'm going to make one up right now. And that's kind of the beauty of the system.
Yeah. That's why I'm sort of enjoying. Like I did that Critical Role video, and I saw I wanted to watch it for real, you know. So I watched the most recent first episode of the newest season. I'm like, this is not D&D. What the hell? I said it can't be always have been like this, and I started watching the first season, first 2 episodes. and I'm like 15 in, and I kind of dig it because it was still a bunch of people playing D&D saying, "Oh my god, we have 2,000 subs," and I got like millions and millions of subs, right? And it's like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
great. We'll send you a free autograph picture or something," you know. So it's just it changed it. But I liked Mercer's DM style and the fact that he has good NPCs, descriptive combat, and this and that. But he breaks the rules in some ways. Like one guy got caught, his foot got caught in lava. Now you would think, okay, cure light wounds, you're up to max hit points, it's cured. But no, he had this guy have to do several like
Exactly.
long-term restoration spells to get this back in operation. And it's not in the rule book, but it makes fucking sense. You know, it makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
One thing with a cut or a bruise or something, a cure light is going to take care of that. You lose all the flesh off your bone because of your foot because of you dipped it in lava. Guess what? That's a longer cure. That's a longer term thing, even if it didn't take you below zero. And I was like, those are the sort of things I want to sort of adapt in my own game. Little things like that I see other DMs do and use. They're like, that's a good fucking idea, you know? Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of a shame because you watch the first campaign compared to the second one.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, like you've got millions of people watching at that point.
Yeah.
And I think you can see like Mercer is getting self-conscious about the way he's running things. So he starts sticking really hard to the rule book. He stops doing so much like that.
Oh,
and I think that's because so many fucking nerds on the internet are like, that's not how it is in the rule book.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I just can't deal with that. I can't deal with these people. I'm just going to run it by the rules.
Yeah.
But I think he kind of found the balance a bit later. He was like, I've gone too far. He kind of chills out a bit.
Yeah, I'm still in the first one. I got 15 episodes in, and he's still every few episodes. He says, "Listen, this is a house ruled game. It came from Pathfinder. We house ruled some stuff. That's why it's different. Blah blah blah. And I make mistakes. Sometimes I don't do it right. He's just like every other DM. You know, just that's why I liked about it. It's just a bunch of friends having fun around the table playing D&D. And when the pizza comes, like pizza, and the whole game goes to shit. And he's like herding cats because it's in the middle of something, but the pizza fucking arrived, and you can't keep him on track. And you know, it's a goddamn disaster. And I see where that one guy who ended up leaving, it's like tweaking or something. You know, what's his face? There was something's going on. That dude was a little bit, you know, something.
Ryan Akabe,
yeah, that guy. I'm like, I see where, because I know he drops after another 10 episodes or something. I can see
there was some bad shit about that. Like, I don't even know if we want to go into that, but there was some like bad shit that happened.
I heard.
After
I don't
he
know
left.
what it is, but I heard just like a drama, and I was like, I ain't even go into it. But I can see the beginnings of some shit where I can see where this is going. You know, so yeah. So it's just a mess. But there's still a bunch of people playing D&D with their friends, and the later episodes that I saw a few snapshots, I'm like, these guys are too self-conscious that they're on TV effectively, you know, and they lose it. They lose it.
Yeah. And I feel that like I'm fucking nervous as shit being like streaming in front of people. I'm like, you know, I was talking to my group earlier who I'm running the game for tomorrow. And I'm like, I got to speak to Joe the lawyer in 2 hours. I'm only shitting myself a little bit. You know?
Dude, it's nothing, man. Just the more you do it,
you're a cool guy. That makes it easier, you know.
Yeah, that's how I try to be myself. It's the easiest thing. I realize that when you're doing streaming, especially when you start doing YouTube and this, you don't know, you want to take on a persona or something like that, or I mean, it's just easier to be yourself. That way, you never have to keep up the act or change anything or be consistent because you're just naturally consistent of yourself, right? And so some people can do that and be entertaining or interesting, and some people can't. So be it. It's the way it is, right? But right now,
I watched some of my old videos, and I'm trying to do like a posher accent so people can understand me. I'm like, I'm speaking really much like this.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I think by the time of the Daggerheart video, I was just like, no one's gonna watch this. I'm not gonna bother doing anything. I'm just gonna rant. You know?
And you see how it came across as you natural, and you got 27,000 views. You know, I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. Right now, we got like 50 people watching. We got 26 on my channel, 18 on your channel. We got somebody at Twitch. We got 2 people at Twitch, one of yours and one of mine. We got no one on Facebook, because fuck Facebook. And we got 2 people over on Rumble, Raptor7 representing. Man, always here, always here. Yeah, show's law.
Hello, people in the chat.
I'm never doing that again. I am drinking less. I am drinking less these days. Only 10 a day. I'm doing better, you know. So yeah. Akaba, a problem player. He was always trying to steal the spotlight. Like, I was thinking about this dude as the first time I listened to your video. The whole spotlight thing for a Critical Role, that would be perfect for him. Nobody else would ever get a chance to play ever. Right, because he'd take the spotlight for 10 years in every session. And so it's ironic that they created a subsystem within their game itself that would reward somebody like the dude they kicked out of their fucking game, you know?
Yeah. It's an interesting thing that, like, the lack of rules, a lot of people pointed this out in the comments, where it feels like they wanted to just be like, oh, the GM can like just hand it over to the GM, because then you can't say the rules are bad because oh well the way you ran it, and there's so many people out there going, well, you ran it wrong. And it's like, well, it's not my fucking job to make the rules. The book should tell me to a certain extent, you know?
Yeah. And Zarian is a rules first guy. Hate to say it, but if you don't like the way Raw works, you're using the wrong system. Find a system that works Raw. I don't think there is such a thing as a system that works rules is written. Do you? I mean, is that a thing? Can you ever?
No, I mean that's what 4th edition tried to do, right? And what you get is a video game.
Yeah.
And then it's no longer a TTRPG.
Yeah. They were trying to combine the flavor of Magic the Gathering card game with the video. They wanted to compete with World of Warcraft or whatever, right? I mean, that was it. And so they just failed on every front.
Like TTRPGs are almost inherently something that big companies hate trying to market, because it's like, people could just make up their own shit and add to the game. How are we supposed to sell this? You don't even need, you could just run it with like a pen and like paper.
Yeah.
They don't need us. So 4th edition is them trying to be like, okay, we're going to try and make it so that you need to buy these books to unlock these things, so that you're allowed to play at this game. Like, well, I don't need the books. I could just fucking do what I want, you know?
Yeah, but they can't monetize that. So how are they going to deal? Right? Yeah, exactly. There was something came up in a post in a video that we were talking about, and it was a blog post called "Geeks, Mops, and Sociopaths in Subculture Evolution." It sounds like really theoretical and technical, and on some level it is, but it basically talks about, geeks start the hobby, right? And as somebody makes a thing, somebody makes a really cool thing, a creator. Next thing you know, a bunch of fanatics show up, and they're all geeks and are really, really into it. And then the mops, the muggles, the losers, whatever, random normal people come in. And they're like, oh, this is cool. Let me try it because it's fun. And that was D&D for like the last 8 years, right? 5th edition. All the normies showed up because they saw it on Stranger Things, and they saw it on, maybe a Big Bang Theory or Critical Role hit the zeitgeist or something, or some friend at a cocktail party broke it out as let's randomly do something. And then the sociopaths come up and they try to monetize and exploit the whole goddamn thing. And then the cool thing dies. Right. And then the sociopaths move on like locusts just plaguing across the land. And now you're back to just regular, the people who liked it in the first place. The muggles kind of drift away because it's no longer cool, and you're back to the creators and the geeks. And I wonder if that's where we're getting. I wonder if that's where, I'll put the link to the article here in the chat. I wonder if that's where we're getting to now,
Yeah, I mean that's always going to happen to a certain extent, and like I don't even think you need to like resist it. Like you put out your video. I was just watching this before the stream about like how you would fix D&D. And I'm like D&D, no one's going to like take back D&D. Like D&D is the biggest. You see this in video games as well. Look at like the people that made GTA, where they used to be like just a fucking small group of people, and they were just doing coke making games. And now you see in current year, they are like union busting hard. They are the people that they were trying to get away from back in the day.
Exactly. I think that happens, like you say, to everything. This little look at the Marvel MCU, right? Same deal. It was this guy created the Iron Man movie, right? And he was like, this could be good. Next thing you know, it got taken over by the corporate people, and it was good at the beginning. Then it just shifted so much, and now it's just like shit. Now I don't care anymore, and it's a sad thing because growing up, my nephews and I and my brother, we'd all go down and see the latest MCU movie whenever it came out a few times a year. It was a big event. We were all excited, and it was always pretty much a crowd pleaser. We were always happy to leave. And now it's like, I don't even care. And I feel that way about D&D 24 too. It's like, what a shame. I don't even care anymore about the main guy, the main book.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't played D&D in over 2 years. Like I've been playing other systems. Yeah. I just, I played a lot. I played a lot of 5th edition. It's like the first TTRPG I think that I probably got into, like a lot of people. And then I'm just like, then you realize there's systems to do it better in different ways. And I think people are still searching for like the replacement to that, like that vanilla, that kind of vanilla fantasy flavor.
Yeah.
And I think they like Daggerheart was the most likely to do that based on all the hype.
Yes.
But I don't think it's going to be. I think it's failed, unfortunately.
What do you think will be? You're outside of your system in mind. What do you think will be?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Genuinely, like I think there's going to be a lot of people trying to be that. If you want to play one right now,
Yeah.
like for most people, I would say Pathfinder Second Edition does that, but it's a bit too crunchy for some people.
Yeah.
Savage Worlds is pretty good. You can do
Uh-huh.
like Savage Pathfinder.
Okay. All right. Savage Worlds Pathfinder crossover? You're saying, is that a thing?
It's basically it's an expansion for Savage Worlds that's basically all the D&D classes, all the Pathfinder shit, like ported into the Savage Worlds rule set. So if Pathfinder's a little bit too crunchy for you, but you want to play something like Savage Worlds a little bit, just throwing dice and having a good time. Like I got my issues with Savage Worlds, but it's a decent system. Like it just works.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that like a desert island game? What do you take? What do you take with you?
Man, you make it be like it's the one that I'm working on.
All right. Okay.
But as a follow up, if I had to pick someone else, like Ironsworn's pretty good because like you could just do whatever you want with it. That's like an easy solo game to play. That's kind of what got me into solo role play.
Oh, you do the solo thing?
Yeah. I did a solo stream last Sunday where I just I was like, the video blew up. I don't have time to like make a session. I'm just gonna like continue my home campaign.
Yeah. That's cool. You and Matt Jackson did 2 solo players. I bust Matt's chops all the time. You know Matt Jackson. You're here. He's old. I feel
like I've heard of him. I don't know.
He's like 174 years old. He's been in the OSR forever. He's a really good mapper. But his Riddick hands get in the way, and he has to change his man diapers all the time. But yeah, he likes solo play. He has a solo play channel, Matt Jackson Games. He used to have a blog. I think he took it down. Yeah, there's no video, by the way, that I ever do is complete without busting Matt Jackson's balls, as everybody who knows my channel knows. So he never watches them. But yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy, but he likes solo play too. He talks about. I said to him, "What is it? How do you play D&D with yourself? I don't understand." And he explained it, and he showed us all, and it's like, all right, I get it. It's not for me, but I get it. I legit understand it. I can see it being fun. It's sort of like those books you had where you like, if you do this, go to page 22, and if you do that. I loved those romance. Yes.
When I was a little kid, I used to play the Sonic the Hedgehog adventure books, and they were like made by hardcore people. You like turn the page, you're like, oh, I'm gonna try and like do this thing, and you turn the page, and it's like Sonic dies. You fucked up, kid. Sonic's dead now. And you're like, oh, this is actually quite fun.
Time for therapy. Jesus Christ.
But I'm plugging this solo game master's guide. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if it's reversed. But
there's a way to change that in your settings.
This is gold.
That's okay. What is it? Can you hold it up again? Let's see who.
I think it might be flipped, but it's the Solo Game Master's Guide by Geek Gamer. She's a lady who talks on YouTube, and it's like this is a tiny book, but it's gold. There's no fat on it, no cruff. It's just gold, and it's for solo GMs. But the skills it teaches you are really good for GM because it's just like teaches you how to like improv. Come up with things on the fly, and that's a GM skill.
Yeah.
Like this is the other tool that I use. I learned how to read tarot just so that I could use it in games. So I did this the other day on stream, and I was just like, I don't know, like, because I'm trying to do like a mystery, and I don't know what the mystery is. I'm coming up with things on the fly. My character's just rolling through the world, so I'm like, what's killing these creatures? And I pull a card, and it's the Star, and I'm like, there's a picture of a naked lady pouring something into a lake out of a jug, and I'm like, oh my god, she's pouring. There's someone pouring poison into the ground, and that's what's killing the creatures.
All right.
And you start doing that, and then like that transfers over to group games, and the players are like, "Oh, what's the name? Is there a person here? Is there an NPC?" And you're like, "I didn't plan shit." So you just draw a card, and you're like, "Yes, there is an NPC, and his name is Michael Jackson," and it just teaches you those skills.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
So what is somebody's asking for the name of the link to the book or something like that? Do you is it an Amazon?
I'll throw it in the chat. Actually, I'll throw it in the chat.
Okay.
Geek Gamers, Solo Game Master's Guide. That's on Modifus. It's on Drive-Through RPG. Actually,
it's on Drive-Through.
That.
Okay.
I'll put that in both of our chats. So
all right, and there's also a link over on Amazon. I'll give it a link to Amazon too. You can buy it there as well.
That's the thing I'm talking about. It ain't mine. I've never spoken to the lady. I just think it's a really, really good book.
All right, that's awesome.
And it costs.
Awesome.
How much did it cost me?
It's like $40. It looks like.
Oh, mine. Cause I was gonna say mine cost like $10 or something like that.
Really?
I just got it in my local shop. So like, I don't know what they're charged. Yeah, over here on DriveThruRPG is $10.50.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm looking at
every page is gold. You don't need a big textbook because you're never going to read all of that. It's like straight down to the craft.
All right.
I mean, cool. not straight down. It's like it's just the gold. There's no fat on it.
Yeah. So what? Now that you're writing your own thing, all right, your own game and all that, because that's just like that's the other thing. I was like, yeah, this guy. We're in the same stage. We're at the early stages or whatever. We're starting to play test our own game. We each got something written. Like, what do you see as your future timeline? Like, by this date, I want to have this. By this date, I want to have that. Do you have to? Are you going to desktop publishing software? You got to learn that yourself. I mean, what's your plan?
Well, it kind of depends. Like, I think the rules are like sort of 95% done for like that core stuff.
Yep.
And I was getting to that stage, like right before I put out that video, I was like, okay, I want to start running playtests every week. It just happened so that was 4 days before I put out that video. But it's like, there's a lot of stuff in there that's kind of scrappy.
Yeah.
Like things like enchantment and transformations. Cause I want to have real rules where you transform into a wolf and, you can adjust your own stats and things. But I think it's probably at least another 9 months in the oven, probably at least another year.
Before you publish?
And you were talking about like publishing and like, that's the thing. People talking about AI art as well. And there's a reason I haven't done that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about that right here, actually, because it's an easy place to talk about it. I don't really want to make a whole video about it. There's 3 reasons I'm not using AI art.
And you could always clip this off your video. You could download this and clip it.
I could. There's three reasons. Number 1 is that I would get fucking lynched.
Yes.
Because people really hate it. And you might say that's not a good reason to not do what you want to do. But it is a reason. Which leads me into reason number 2. I love artists. I love art. I've tried to buy art and feature people when I'm doing other stuff. And I really want to feature artists in my book and help them out, man, because they're having a hard time right now. Which brings me to reason number 3, which is this is maybe a little bit egotistical of me, but I think the rules that I've made, what I've built I think it deserves better than AI art. I want to see this as a beautiful PDF, maybe even get it into a physical book someday. I've got this vision in my head of how I want to see it. And that's what I want as far as publication software and stuff is I'm willing to do that if I need to. It's always the plan is I'll do everything myself if I have to.
Yeah.
But it's if I can, I'm good at design. I'm not so great at making things look pretty and layout. So if I can get someone else to do that for me, if I can do a Kickstarter or something, get the first little bit done, a little bit of art, enough to launch something like a Kickstarter, and then get that so I can make a real pretty book. That's what I'd like to do. But right now, things are just kicking off. So the last week has been a big, crazy week of my life. And it's going to be a while before I figure out all the details. You're going to have to give me a minute. But we're getting there. We're getting there. One step.
You had a fast launch, man. You're like the rocket taking off here. This is good. Do you so in terms of desktop publishing, do you have it? Do you have a software program you have to teach yourself? You're going to pay somebody to do that, or?
I would love to pay someone else to do that.
Okay.
Obviously, that might or might not be a possibility. If it's not, then I'll just do it myself.
Okay.
There's plenty of softwares out there.
Yeah, Affinity is good. That's what I agree, Chad. I have that as well. Affinity is pretty. You can buy it once and have to buy it again. You're good to go. I think now it's a software. It might be bundled with something or somewhere or another. But I have the version where I just paid it and I never have to upgrade it again. So that's kind of nice.
Chris Money. Fist bump. Thank you there in the chat. But there will come a point. That's kind of why I started this mailing list. Is there will come a point where I might be okay, the book is getting ready. I'm gonna need some artists to get in touch and just reach out to everyone and be artists, get in touch.
Yep.
But we're not there yet. Things are moving fast.
Yep. Now, do you have anything?
Right now, I write everything in Obsidian, which TTRPG creators will know Obsidian is like the best tool for planning RPGs in the world.
What is it?
You can put like code in this shit, man.
What is it, man? What is
It's like like Microsoft OneNote or Notion.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of a note-taking software.
Okay.
They call it Zettelkasten as well. Where you just have a big pile of notes.
Okay.
And like even in there, I've got little bits where I'll like write a little GM tip and I'll put that in a little quote because I'm like, this is the kind of thing that when you're reading a book and there's like a little box of text and just like tips scattered about. I've got all kinds of those things just on the pages. So like it's ready almost to go into a publishing software.
Oh, nice.
But it would just take ages to do.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm still changing things, so it's not ready yet.
Now, have you published anything yet? Have you run a Kickstarter yet? Do you have anything out there that people can buy now to help support you?
Fuck no. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. No, what I have done, I've taken a page from Kelsey Dion's book because Kelsey Dion did a whole big interview with Dave Thormator. I forget his name. Someone in the chat's going to know who I'm talking about. But she talked about how the algorithm is just a mystical, whimsical beast. You might have a bit of views on you now. You might be in the spotlight for this 5-second period, but who knows? Like when I launch the game a year from now, who knows if that's going to be a thing? So what I did the other day is I built a website. It's up now. It's crossguardrpg.com. And it's a little box where you can put your email in. And the point of that is so that when I do release in a year, you don't have to go searching through the algorithm. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to tell you the game is out, or I'm doing a Kickstarter. So you don't have to watch me every fucking week getting the updates. You just be like, that sounds cool. Tell me when it's done. And
nice.
So if you want to do that, if you're watching this now and you haven't, I know a lot of people have. I've got like 60 people on the list already who have signed up on that. Crossguardrpg.com. And it's just literally a thing with it. There's like 5 things on the site. There's like nothing there yet.
All right. But it's a mailing list subscription. Perfect. That's perfect, man. That's perfect.
Yeah.
A Substack. You could do something got similar, but Substack or Patreon.
A lot of people do that. Yeah.
Have you looked into Patreon at all?
Not yet, because there was no reason. You've seen my channel is that like before I put that Daggerheart video out, it's been a year since I put out YouTube. Ain't no one subscribing to me on Patreon. I got a coffee, but like maybe as we go forward, this last week has been fucking crazy. I already had to push to get a website out. I did like 2 more videos. I've been flat out. It's been exhausting.
I
got a game tomorrow, which is going to be life.
I got one tonight. It's 6 o'clock. I got a game in 6 hours, and in between that, we gotta go to my nephew's basketball game, come back, set up, and prep for the game. So I got a full day. That's
and
a good day.
You're a fucking lawyer in the daytime, man. Like I couldn't do it.
Okay. Couldn't during the daytime. What?
No, I couldn't make an RPG and also be a lawyer at the same time. I respect the hell out of that.
I work for a nonprofit. I don't practice law. It's easier.
Right. Yeah.
It's easier that way.
You did say that the other day to me.
Yeah, it's just no. I don't make a shit ton of money, but it's a decent job and you help people. So there you go. It's better. I did practice a little bit. I didn't like it. You're always at war. You're always in war mode. How do you fuck them before they fuck you? How are they going to fuck you? How do you defend against getting fucked? And that's all you're doing all day long is this negative mentality thing. I just don't like that. Not my kind of thing.
Well, it's awesome that you're doing for non-profits because and then you get to I respect the hell out of that, man. And someone asked me to post a link, so I am going to do it.
Absolutely, the algorithm, man, bear pig. Got
crossguardrpg.com. It's not showing up in the chat, or it's not showing up as a link.
There you go.
For some reason, but that is what it is.
Crossguardrpg.
If you want to go sign up, because I know not everyone wants to fucking listen to me yap every week about fucking just struggles and like there was a system in my game called Struggles I'm going to talk about at some point, devil's bargains and shit like that. While I'm ranting about things like devil's bargains, a large part of that Daggerheart video, a large part of the stuff that I talked about is stuff that I was helped along by watching another YouTube channel. That channel is called Tomb of Lime. And he's a Tomb of Lime Gaming. And he's an Australian dude, and he just does these really well edited. It's not like me, it's not messy as shit. These really well edited type videos where he talks about game design, and he talks about like fiction mechanics, like how like mechanics that should feel like your character does. So all that stuff that I'm talking about in my video, half that shit is stuff that I got in my head from listening to him. Like, and I was thinking about them before, but he just puts it so eloquently. He explains it in such a simple way.
Lime, like lime, like
let's put that tomb of lime, like limey, you know.
Yeah. Does the dude have a stupidly, ridiculously awesome long beard? That guy?
No, he's bold, man. He's a metalhead, but he's bold.
Long beard.
I think so.
It's a heavy metal.
He's got a beard. No, he's not a long beard. He's just got a beard. He's got glasses and a beard.
I'm looking at the wrong guy then. Yeah,
I put a link in the chat, so you can just click that.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy is fucking smart. And I joined his like Discord and everything as well. He's a super chill guy.
Okay, good. I'm looking at the. Okay, all right. Now I got him. Oh, that's cool. All right, good deal, man. You got to spread the word. He's got 2,600 subs, 22 videos. He's doing something right. I'm going to subscribe right now. Nice. This is how we learn. I mean, I wish we could all get together and say, listen, who do you follow on YouTube? There's, and sort them by topic, right? I follow different things for different purposes, different categories, but I just wish you could like share a list of here's all the gamers I follow, and then you could just get that list from somebody and say, I trust Greg's opinion, therefore I'm going to subscribe to all these in one fell swoop. It'd be a much easier way to do things than YouTube does with the damn algorithm, I think sometimes,
Yeah. The problem is with like YouTube right now, like even if you subscribe to someone, it doesn't even necessarily send you their videos because the algorithm rules everything now.
Yeah.
Like I blame Twitter for this. Like ever since Twitter was launched, the world has fallen into shitification. You can't find anything you actually want.
I know. It's shitification is a good word. Whoever the hell came up with it, the shitification
I think it's Cory Doctorow.
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah. Right. Do you know Cory Doctorow?
Not personally, no, but I've seen the books out
there. I love this book, Pirate Cinema. That's like near and dear to my heart.
All right. I've heard the name.
Yeah. Cory Doctorow came out with that word.
All right. Yeah.
And it describes like you say in video games how like everything is just like loot boxes now and gacha. You can't just buy a game. You've got to buy a game and then gamble with your money in order to unlock the rest of the content. And I think that's just shit.
Yeah. I know.
Give me a price tag. Let me buy the thing. I know that's old fashioned.
God forbid, right? I mean, I still every once in a while I would log into Dungeons and Dragons Online, a DDO game, even though it was set in Eberron, which I don't like as a setting. It was a fun enough game, but I've noticed the transformation of the game over time to where, loot boxy shit, and you buy your shit to make yourself better. It's like, God, that's just you put that in front of me, I'm going to do it, and I don't like it. Right, because I want to be better, but I don't want to have to buy my way. I just wanted the old-fashioned way, the old EverQuest way, right back in the day when EverQuest was out in the late '90s. I mean, I would sit there and if you died out in some zone and you didn't get your body in 8 hours, all your shit was gone. Just people calling out of work because oh shit, I died in wherever the hell the desert of some nastiness, and I got to get my corpse, and I got to loot my own corpse before it all disappears and everything I've worked for the last 3 years goes away forever. And so you call out of work and you get somebody to give you a buff after buff and Spirit of the Wolf to make you run faster, and you get there and hopefully some big guy, high level person is going with you to protect your ass while you're doing it. That's fun. That's old school D&D style, right? Yeah. It's bad, but it's fun, because you're tense.
Unregistered hypercam said in the chat, dark patterns. That's a great, that is the term for it. And like these games, if they do that in a game, it's like I know I could benefit from doing it, but I'll never give money to that kind of shit because it's the more you give money to them, the more they're going to do it. They're like, that worked. Yeah. You can't feed it. You can't feed the shit.
Yeah.
That's my take. I'm not your fucking boss. You do what you want, but.
In Ultima Online, I remember that game. Monsters and possibly other players could loot your corpse. Yeah, I rember that. I did a little bit of corpse looting, my own back in the old Ultima Online days. Yeah, the old game.
Oh man,
that was fun.
See, that was the thing back in like early World of Warcraft. Like I played on a PvP server because I joined like a role playing guild before the game had even launched. Oh, and wow. we used to have fights between the Alliance and the Horde, and we weren't getting points for it. They hadn't put in like an honor system yet, which they brought in later. So I was just a rogue. I would go to some like alliance area, my orc rogue, and I would just start killing people.
Yeah,
and then I would vanish into the shadows, and I'd find another person, I'd kill them, and then give it about 10 minutes. You start to see high-level players showing up. I was only about level 30. There was level 60, level 50 players showing up, and they were hunting for me. And I was like, I gotta be careful. And I just kept killing. That's and eventually, there was fucking raids coming, and I would get friends there, and that was the shit. And we weren't getting points or anything. We weren't getting anything from it. There was no loot back then. We were just doing it for the fun.
For the fun, because that's what the rules say. There was, I think it was a game. I think it was EVE Online. I think it's at the moment the spaceships and all that game.
Yes.
You hear about that mess with some dude? He set up like a massive months-long grand conspiracy of infiltration to destroy the enemy fleet, and people lost forever, like years worth of investments in ships and men and money and this and that they grinded for because of this infiltration and destruction. And the fact that he pulled this plot off, with multiple people never whispering a word, never betraying him, and it made the fucking regular news. It was how epic that was. I mean, you can't do that anymore, but it's awesome. It's awesome, man.
You can in EVE, but I would never play EVE because, like, I have a job. I have to work on my kid. Like, I can't imagine how you could ever play that if you had like a life. But it's amazing the stories that come out of it.
I know. Even Baldur's Gate 3, like, I got it, I played it, I liked it, I really liked it, and I got through chapter 1, and I'm like, I need to go out and touch grass. I need to smell the fresh air. I need to get out of here. If I get into this, this whole. If you call this an illusion that we're living in, the Maya or whatever hologram, as Elon Musk calls it, whatever it is, I'm in a hologram. I don't want to be within a hologram within a hologram. You know what I mean? I'm stick to one level of hologram.
Maybe the real world is the Matrix, and EVE Online is the real world.
Well, that could be it too, though. That's the scary part, right? Yeah. For a while, you could commit insurance fraud and get away with it. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'll take your word for it, man. Yeah. I tried it once, EVE Online. It was so goddamn complicated. I'm like, I don't lack the brain matter to figure this shit out,
I tried out Elite Dangerous for a while. In that game, you literally have to learn how to dock your ship like you're a real pilot.
Yeah.
And it's like I made myself learn. It's like an autopilot. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit. I want the experience. I'm fucking the guy from Firefly. I'm learning how to really pilot and land my ship. And
I am a leaf in the wind.
I crash and I get fees from the station for damaging, then I accept that consequence. That's a real thing.
That's awesome. I'm here to mock Greg. Greg has to do day job work once the live stream ends. Fucking Greg. So fucking ha. What are you up to? Like 60,000 subs on your channel now, Greg? Motherfucker. He's beating us all. He's closing in on Eric Tankar, I think. He's pretty soon. It'll be 10,000 before we even blink, man. It's good. Whoever thought that
for other people watching that's other Greg. Chubby Funster is another.
Yeah, Chubby Funster. Greg Christopher, Chubby Funster. He has he has another channel. Just look up Chubby Funster on YouTube to find his channel. Yeah.
What is it that I got him into his channel? It's his review of Gods of the Forbidden North. Is it Forbidden or Forgotten? It's one of those, but that was a really good video. And I'm like, oh.
Well, I thought that you guys would sort of get along because you both speak in a theoretical. You start with principles and theory and game mechanics and this and that, and then you drill down into the game itself. Right. And my mind doesn't work that way. I start with the reality, that the hands-on experience. I might extrapolate principles from it, but not really, right? And so I said that's an interesting dynamic. I thought about you and Greg, where I have a game designer mind, whereas you're like the engineer or the architect. I'm more the guy who fixes the brake job, or maybe modifies something here or there to add something like the tail
needs those people.
That's me, right? I'm a game mechanic. I'm not a game designer, like it seems like you two are. It's a different approach to things. That's why I call it the 5e hack, because I'm just hacking at 5e and adding every house rule that I ever thought was cool from any other system I ever played into it, right? Where you're starting from principles first principles, right? And drilling down from there into a game you want, which is a very, very different approach to how my brain works. So I was always willing to learn, because I just don't think in those terms. So it was interesting to hear somebody who does, and just see the journey of what they're doing. But at the same time, we're on the same path here. We're trying to get a goddamn game out, right?
Yeah, man. We'll search for that Goldilocks system,
That's it. Our favorite, the fantasy heartbreaker. We're all in search of the fantasy heartbreaker. And if we can't find it, we're going to make it ourselves, damn it. So, yeah. Now you program, right? You said that too. That's you were learning that for a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm not a programmer
Okay.
because I've never done it as a career. I
Okay.
self-taught, and then I had to basically choose: am I going to make a video game or am I going to make a TTRPG?
Okay.
And at that point, I was only about 2 years into learning. I had not that much done, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like a big loss in some ways to switch
Hmm.
over. And I do want to go back to that. I've still got this game idea, but it's like I got to do one thing at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Focus first. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes
I've got
sense.
like a
So
board game draft as well. There's a whole because I love the board game Mage Knight, which is like you're just a fucking demigod wandering around the countryside, knocking over castles and things. Amazing board game. I want to make something a bit like that, but it's like one thing at a time, Greg. You
yeah.
can't. You're too
Focus.
ambitious.
Focus. Yeah. Get through the ADHD blocks and distractions and focus on use the TISM to focus on what's in front of you to make the money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I just put a link again to Greg's channel in there in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. You guys can get over there and subscribe to him. Not that he needs my help. He's got like 800 subs in like 2 weeks now or something. So killing it, man. Killing it.
Yeah, it's slowing down. I think and that's why I wanted to get those other videos out fast because I'm like,
yeah,
the fucking modern day, it's a fickle thing.
Yes.
And it's like I've been working on this for 3 years. This is some kind of confluence of ley lines shit going on.
Yes.
And it's like I'm ready to talk about it, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm taking this and running with it, man.
Yep.
So I don't think anything's going to get as many views as that Daggerheart video because it was like this lightning strike moment. I don't know what happened. It's just mysticism beyond my ken.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to be fucking talking. I'm not just going to be talking about Crossguard. I'm going to be talking about RPG stuff.
Yeah.
Apply to any game because I like to talk about that stuff, and I want to talk about stuff that I like to talk about. A lot of people ask me to do like reviews of other games, and I'm like, someone even reached out, tried to pay me money to do a review, and I'm like, I'm fucking hard pressed to turn down money.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about like 15 weeks to do another system properly, and it's not, for a system that I might not even find anything interesting to talk about. It's just like
somebody reached out to me recently to review their system, and I won't say who, but I said I don't have it. I kind of heard the gists of it, but it's like I'll check it out. But I said, listen, you can send me a copy, and if they send me a copy, I'm gonna say, listen, so and so sent me this for free. Therefore, there's no, and then they're not paying me to do it, but I got a free copy out of it. But what I told the person was, I will not do a review if I think I don't like it. If it's not generally positive, if my review is not generally positive, then I'm not going to do the review because I don't want to shit on somebody's, favorite thing, right? So I just won't do it. So all right, that's cool. I just don't want to. There's very few things I will shit on.
Unlike me.
Yeah, well, I just don't want to shit. I'll shit on Questing Beast and I'll shit on Forest Oracle, the worst module ever created. Other than that, not that much. Now I'll just leave it at that.
See, I'm like, ideas are fair game. Like I don't want to come after any people.
Yeah.
I got no problem with, but these ideas on this table, we can talk about that.
Yeah. No, that's a debate.
Yeah.
Right. That's an honest debate, which is a very different thing than just going in and say, he sucks and you're an asshole, blah, blah, blah. Right. So yeah. So is that where you're going to take the channel then? Is that where you see the future of your channel in the immediate future, at least talking about game theory and ideas and things like that?
A little bit. Like obviously I've got stuff that I want to talk about with Crossguard, and that's like the immediate future.
Yeah.
But like I said in that review, I like things where people talk about like, stuff in the book that's not relevant just to the game you're talking about. It's relevant to any game. The stuff you can put in any game. One of the things I want to talk about is devil's bargains, because there is a system in my game that like enables those.
What is that? What do you mean?
But devil's bargains are a system that are really fun and you could put in any game. And I'm not going to talk about it in detail here because obviously I got a whole thing lined up, but it's basically just like, because I had this experience the other week, like right before the video came out, where like in my system, if you struggle, if you hit the exact same, say like they roll a 17 on defense, or like you clash, that you both roll a 10.
Yeah,
you struggle. It's like, okay, so how do we resolve that? And there's a few different ways you can do it. It's kind of the license for the GM to get creative. But what I said in this game is basically someone had just gone down on the ground and his friend is on the ground. And this player was like, I'm going to rush over and try to help him, but there's an enemy right there standing over him to lay the finishing blow. And so I said, okay. And he rolled to hit, struggle right on the dot. He didn't succeed. He didn't fail. They struggled. So I'm like, okay, mate, I'm going to offer you a deal here. I was like, do you like to gamble? He was like, sure. And I'm like, listen, mate, we're just going to have a simple dice off. That's all it is. And if you win, he's only got like, 2 harm, and that's going to kill him. That's fine. You win. He's dead.
Yeah.
If I win, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
And I rolled in the chat so he could see it. I was like, and it's a D10, so the higher the better. I rolled. He rolled in the chat. And he rolled a 3, and I was like, and it's just like, oh,
ooh.
And then I rolled a 1, and it's like,
oh,
and he killed him outright. I'm like, how do you want to do this? And that was great. And Devil's Bargains, you can do all kinds of shit. You don't even have to roll. It can just be like, listen, Devil's Bargain. We did a struggle. Like, I'm going to let you, if you want, deal a harm to him, but you're going to take a harm back. Like, you each fucking hurt each other. And you can do that. Like, another great example is like, doesn't have to be combat. So like narrative as well is like, okay, she's going to let you take the family's boat. Like, you don't have to roll for that to persuade her. I'm just going to say, you don't have to roll. You can do that. However, the betrothal will now be official. that is now the deal, and you're going to have to, like, that is a commitment that you're going to have to make. And if there are consequences down the road, we'll talk about that then. Yep. Is that a deal you're happy to make? And that's a Devil's Bargain,
I like that.
I love that shit.
The one thing I do with that I get the same glee of like, ooh, this could be good, is hit point rolls. When somebody levels up and they roll their hit points, right? I start max hit points at first level. After that, you got to
hate rolling for hit points.
Oh, here's what I do though. Let's say you're a fighter, right? 5e fighter, and you're D10 and you roll a 1. You're like, motherfucker. I'm like, I said, here's the option then. I'll let you re-roll, but on the next die below. And so it's a D8.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And so here you got a D8 roll, and you roll a 2. You're like, oh, motherfucker. I want a better roll. I'll let you roll again, but it's a D6. You bring it all the way down to a D4. And each time there's that numerical thing. If you get a 2 on a D6, do you keep or do you go for a D4? Maybe you might get a 3 or a 4, right? I love that. And you just that's where everybody hovers over the table to mock.
Tell you what. It's a good thing that you're in non-profit. If you were in like marketing and a game designing the loot boxes, they'd be fucked, man. The players, they'd just be just one more roll.
Greg is boasting. I'm up to 5,500 subs. Had a rough week of work that had me working late into the evening. As we get closer to holiday, we'll be able to have more videos out. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Everybody has a level. Everybody has a natural level. Right? If you put out X amount of videos over X amount of time, you're going to get your audience, assuming the algorithm isn't fucking you. And eventually you're going to reach peak, max, average level, right? And over time, you keep grinding, you get some more. But I think it's like the natural level of a tide, right? And everybody's going to get there. I don't know what mine is yet. It may be where I'm at right now. I'm getting some growth recently. We're doing these things on like Sundays and the collaboration videos. That's been a cool little feature, these collab videos. That's really nice. It's gotten me and Greg and Joe Block a lot of new subs, because it helps you share subs amongst each other where you may not have, even though we're all in the same circles forever. We were both bloggers for 15 years, all three of us. Our YouTube channels are different and distinct, right? And some people who may have found them are not part of the OSR, don't know about the blogs, they don't know who the other person is. And so you're sharing subscribers, right? You're exposing each other's subs to each other. And we all grew from it. And I think that's a cool little feature. So the more the word spreads. Like, that's why I wanted to do this. I'm like, this guy, he's when I think I suggested, I don't know if he even monetized or you just got monetized, but I'm like, hey, if you could get some of my subs here, and that's a good thing. If I get people who like him don't know me, sub over to me, right? And we all grow together, right? We're all in this thing together.
I'm not monetized, unfortunately, but like, that's good because YouTube is gonna. It takes like days and weeks to get through.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, I actually found you through Chubby's channel, because I think. I don't know if you did interview him or something like that, but I saw that you were on a live stream together. It was talking with Joe the lawyer, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" And then I ended up watching your Gary Gygax DMG video, and I was like, "Oh!" And then I saw you did a Critical Role video, and I was like, "Oh!" And then like you reached out to me like a few days later. So
yeah, it's
crazy
nice
things.
How that works. It's all
awesome.
synchronicity. It's just nice how that shit works, man. And from what I understand, you were telling me you live in an area that Tolkien was like, it's like the western lands of England, where like the Shire is essentially based. You live in the Shire essentially, huh?
Not right now. I used to, because I come from the West Country in the UK.
Okay.
When people in Bristol are like, "Oh," right now in the chat. I come from like, Bristol, around that kind of area, and I sort of grew up near Glastonbury.
Okay.
And a lot of people from the US don't know this, but the Shire from Lord of the Rings is based on that area. It's the West Country, it's Glastonbury. And if you go to Glastonbury, you will see all kinds of little like smoke shops with like Bilbo Baggins on the front smoking a pipe. This is such a Glastonbury thing. If you know about Glastonbury Festival, it's like the biggest music festival in the UK. I'm hesitant to say the world, but you do get like it is fucking massive. And
Awesome.
I've only been once. I had to sneak in the back of a van because it's like tickets are up to like 150 quid at that point.
Jesus, $150 for an open air festival?
It's Glastonbury Festival, man. It got real gentrified because it used to be just a few people on a field, and then you've got like Dizzy Rascal and all the big names. Dizzy Rascals, I don't know. That's like 10 years ago when I went.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago for me.
Okay, that sounds like what happened with Burning Man. It was a bunch of lunatics in a fucking desert, and all of a sudden, people show up in their private jets and helicopters and air-conditioned massive, trailers and Elongos and all that kind of crap. But you when you were telling me about that, though, you reminded me of this guy, and I'll put the link in the channel here. Malcolm, I've talked about him before, but I cannot possibly spread the word about this dude more. Malcolm Guyte, G-Y-T-E. Maybe you can give me the pronunciation of that, but. He has this channel where he just sits there in his study with 1,000 books and his like beat up tattered shirt and vest and smokes a pipe and reads poetry or reads quotes from Tolkien and has a drink, and he goes to his pub and he'll do a show, and he plays the guitar. He has like a Spotify page where he has like a so this guy he's great. He looks like somebody who would be like out of the inn the hobbits visited. Yeah, he's totally that guy.
Like if you go to Glastonbury, you will see people that look like they're from the Shire. This old dude standing outside pubs smoking a pipe. It's like that. And like if you've watched the films, obviously everyone's watched the films. Like Sam Gamgee, the way he talks a bit like this, Mr. Frodo. That is a Glastonbury accent. That is a West Country accent.
Okay.
So that you can hear a bit of that in my voice. I talk a bit like this. If I let the Glastonbury accent come out of me. I just do that with some character.
I heard the hobbits in there, man. That was it. Yeah. Holy crap. I couldn't place your accent. I knew it was British in some way, but I'm like, he must have lived other places. I couldn't place it. It's not a strong accent, so that's why I was generally curious.
I come from a kind of a weird, like mixed race background because, like, my dad's family, half of them are like immigrants from Jamaica, and like,
really,
yeah. Obviously, I'm not black, but you could tell, but like I come from a really eclectic background where half of it's like super working class, like my mum's more like middle class family, so like I'm between two worlds. That's why I speak why I do, where it's like is he posh or is he like a working class? I can't tell.
Yeah, I come from the poor class. I don't know what you want to call it, but in America, it's not as much ethnicities. Like I'm more English than anything, but I'm a mutt, right? But it's just how you grew up. How much money did you have growing up? So really, what it comes down to. So you didn't have much, but doing better than your parents at the end of the day, and your kids do better than you. You're good to go.
I've been telling my mum for years. I've been promising her, I'm gonna buy you a house. Because I said when I was like 5 years old or something, I made a promise to her saying I'm gonna buy you a house someday. And every year I'm like, I'm getting there, Mum. It's going to take me a little while longer, but I am still. Whoops, sorry, I just slapped my microphone.
Don't damage the mic. We might go out on this again.
Yeah, please, microphone.
Yeah. So how close are you? Where are you at with the house purchase?
See, I got to launch an RPG first.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, do you know coding at all in terms of HTML and programming? Because I mean, if you could figure that out, you could do like a Roll20 character sheet that might help the development of the RPG. If you know that level of programming,
Yeah, what I want to do is make a VTT module for a program called Foundry.
Yeah.
Anyone knows that? Yeah.
Yep.
So it just takes a long time. I started working on one, and I'm like, this is going to be like probably months to do. Yeah. And I know for like Lancer and shit like that, then once you get like a good game, there's going to be some people who love the game who are just going to program it themselves. So part of me is like sort of hoping like, oh, maybe some aspiring programmers are just going to fucking do the work for me, and then I'll just be able to be like, thank you, I'm going to give you like a cut or something. Because you know what it's like when you're India and you're just working on like promises and IOU notes.
Yep. No, I get it. I think Patreon might be good for you, but I'm going to start using it for, and I keep saying this over and over again, but eventually what I'm going to use it for, and my target is the beginning of the year, is that I noticed I used to do these videos about like I would write a chapter in the DMG on a topic, and I do a video on it, which is me kind of reading but riffing off of what I wrote, and nobody give a fuck, right? You know what I mean? It's like the hardcore, people who are into something like that do, but it's not a broad topic. And so I was thinking this might be good for Patreon, where I'll do a video, something like that, and put it out there and see what do you think. And also, like, post, all right, here's the Ranger class, or here's 5 spells. What do you think? They seem all right. They seem balanced. Or here's a monster. Too tough, too easy, too pussy. Can you think of anything to add? And then you get feedback, right? And you get this nice little feedback source. And also you get people who are invested in your game because they've added to it. Not only that, but they paid you $4.99 a month. And so you make a little cash along the way to help pay for the art for the game that you want. So it might be a thing,
See, like that, I think that's the advantage of Patreon, is that it gets to like filter out down to the people who are like really interested and want to engage.
Yes.
Because like in my last video, like I got loads of people asking me for like a Discord link or whatever. So in my last video, I put out a link, but I kind of semi hid it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just not hard to find. If you can find it, you can join the Discord. And then like I've got some really cool people join there. I got a lot of people. I got someone like messaging me on Facebook being like, I can't find the link, and I'm just like, I feel really bad because I'm just like, you looked way too far. It's literally just in the YouTube description, mate. Like it's not. I didn't hide it. Like it's not a fucking Easter egg in Greg Halliday's fucking Oasis here.
Yeah. It's there. It is there, folks. So we got people hooking up here in the audience. Chad is asking Chris for art for his project. There you go. This is a place to meet and greet and make connections. Who knew? Like a salon, right?
Love it. Love to see it.
Yeah. So, dude, I know you said you had about an hour and a half. You got any time? You got to head out.
Well, I think we're good to keep. It's basically just like, because I'm autistic, I'm not gonna have a meltdown at some point. It's like how long do you want to go? Like we can riff. It's like I'm kind of like, I think around about 2 hours is a good time.
Right, but no, that works. I got another about 20 minutes in me, and I got to get dressed and get ready for my.
That sounds good. That sounds perfect.
So, yeah. All right, so I got 20 minutes, guys. Do you guys have any questions for Greg or me? But Greg's any questions you think you want to ask? Let me see if we missed any. I think there was one question that somebody did ask. What do you guys think of Level Up 5e? Is that the N World game that Morris put out? I'm not sure, but I remember if that's what it was, I remember just going in there and seeing it was a lot more mechanically driven, more feats, more stuff. It was a more stuff RPG for 5e, and I stole anything that was good and left the rest. Did you ever seen that? Or
I haven't really looked at it, honestly. Like I said, I haven't really touched D&D in over 2 years because I've just been like, I played so much D&D. I want to play other systems.
Yeah. No, I never.
As a game designer, there's so much more to learn from playing new shit.
No,
you'll play something like Lancer and be like, "Oh, this is sick."
You mentioned that in your video too. What the hell is Lancer? I've never even heard of this one. Is this what is it?
It's a mecha RPG. So big giant robots, and you get to but they simplify it so you can just pick modules and build your bot and customize. I love that shit,
All right, that's cool. There were video games like that back in the day. I remember my brother getting into that stuff. He's more of a video gamer than I am, though, because I always sucked at him. And when your little brother starts to beat you with things, the ego can't withstand that. So I kind of tapped out of video games when the Nintendo 8-bit was out. So I I just became the guy who was behind watching. Hey, try this. Hey, try that. Right. That was my role for him because he has a twitchy finger speed, and I was like, then I'm outside of it. I could see the whole thing. The funny thing was that when I started watching babysitting his kids, his oldest was about 8, and he's like, "Hey, play this with me, Uncle Joey," and I'm like, "I suck at this, dude." So I'm just watching him play, but I found myself doing the same exact role for this 8-year-old kid, who's already better than me at video games as I was with my brother back in the 80s, where I'm like, "Hey, try this. Hey, try that. Click on this. No, it's obviously over here. Look at this." It's the same thing. Generations speaking. I stuck across 2 generations of games, video games.
So I might be really into games. Doesn't mean I'm good at them.
Yeah.
I just go in there to rage and take out a bit of my stress. We've been playing Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, which is a fucking MOBA game like League of Legends. And I just, because it's I can get in, play a 10-minute match, and then I'm out. I can't do a 45-minute match of games these days. I'm too old for that. I want to be able to pop them in like candy, and then just go off and get
So
back to work.
You're too old at 37, man. I feel like an ancient grandpa here, decrepit and whatnot. Now,
It's my choice. It's my fault. I'm too much of like a workaholic, basically. Because I just like once I start getting into like making things, it becomes more fun almost than like watching TV shows, and I have to force myself to stop because I get like I make myself work until I'm like, oh god. I had to do that the other day where ever since that video came out, I didn't take any breaks, and so like I just had to be like, this is a day off. You are not allowed to think about YouTube or anything today.
Yeah. Go read a book or go sit in the sun or something like that. Yeah. Exactly, man. Yeah. Are you a drinker? Are you a smoker? I know smoking in England is still not quite.
I drink. I don't smoke.
All right.
But
you do the pipe thing down at the bar with your mates?
I used to smoke.
Did you?
I used to smoke, but like you gotta do it. I'll vape occasionally though.
Yeah. Well, I'm smoking. I meant the Shire pipe weed. It's fancy stuff. The illegal stuff over there. I know it's not quite as legal in England as it is in some places in the United States. You know.
Well, they got it on medical, but you're not allowed to smoke it. You're only allowed to vape it.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, you dropped the Jamaican thing and you got the long hair. I'm thinking, all right, he's got to be another fellow pothead here. I'm thinking, I don't know.
I try not to talk about kind of stuff like that on YouTube, but like people can infer what they want. But I don't smoke. I don't smoke anymore, or tobacco or anything, because like I work out as well and it just fucks up your lungs.
Yeah.
But I vape sometimes. Completely legally, and I won't elaborate, but I vape legally.
Yep.
And that is not a lie.
All right. I watch TV 3 times a year. We're always working on something, says Chris. Yeah, I gotta change some habits up. You're inspiring me with your work ethic, dude. I gotta get my game up here. Along your hair inspired me to like actually even take some time today, and your fucking work ethic too. So I gotta get my game up and work more on my shit. I find myself that I need a reason to do something to get it done. Like running the games forces me to write the rules, forces me to make more spells, forces me to create the stat blocks for the monsters. If I'm doing it in a vacuum, if there's nothing in front of me, I find myself with less motivation. But if I have to get something done, all right, I got 10 hours today. I'm going to work on 10 hours and do it for my 3-hour game afterwards, right? And that forces me to get it done. So that's kind of, I guess, the way I do it too. I'm a last minute guy, you know? So
that's what I'm doing with like the bestiary in my game, because I've got all the rules for making monsters, but I got like basically nothing in it. So that's kind of why I was like, I need to start running weekly games, because the games need monsters, and then I'm going to make the monsters. And that's what I've been doing the last couple of days as I've been making a couple monsters, which I'm going to see tomorrow.
Yep. Same thing for me, man. Same thing for me. And I tell myself, if I just did 5 monsters a day by 6 months or whatever the hell the math's at, where I would have all my whole monster book done. But I know I'm not going to do that because I'm a fucking retard, and I won't force myself to do it with a lack of discipline here. I'd rather sit there and watch a fucking episode of Critical Role or some nonsense, right? I need to focus more and get that done. But my latest thing, we're doing I don't know if you saw my Stranger Things video I did yesterday.
No.
We're doing a live stream on Sunday at 9 with Stranger Things with me and Joe Block and Eric Tankar. We're going to talk about it, and I subscribe to. Once a year, I'll resub to Netflix to see what's new or whatever. So I resubbed last night. My goal was to watch the latest episode of Stranger Things, but I found myself saying, "No, fuck it. I want to watch episode 1, season 1, because that was what I related to the most." A bunch of kids my age.
I'm like that with Breaking Bad.
What's that?
I'm like that with Breaking Bad. It's like the early stuff.
Yeah.
I just started watching because I realized I talked about the Vox Machina thing the other day in my video. So I was like, I didn't actually ever finish Vox Machina, the animated series. So I've gone back and I watched all of season 3, and I'm like, there's another fucking season. There's going to be 2 more seasons. I just want to see the ending. I'm like, I don't have time for TV these days. I want to just get to the end.
I find myself
like in America, your fucking shows go for like 12 seasons and shit. Over here, it's like, oh, this was a really long show. It went for 3 seasons. Well,
you did have Doctor Who until it all shit the bed. That went like 7,800 seasons, right? I mean, that was a goes back to the dawn of time.
Yeah, see, I'm not like a modern Doctor Who fan. Like the one that I really watched, I really like. I love the Christopher Eccleston stuff because it was a bit darker. That was when they started to reboot it, and then I didn't love the David Tennant stuff, which I know is sacrilegious. People love David Tennant, but for me, it's like a little bit too silly.
Yeah.
And I know it gets darker later, but like.
So I never watched it growing up. It didn't have a soundtrack. It didn't have a laugh track. It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I would see it like at midnight on some random channel, and I'm like, Doctor Who what? I'm watching. I'm like, I don't get this at all. It was so not what I was used to watching on TV. You know, it was very, very different when you're a 13-year-old kid. You know,
yeah, there wasn't much sci-fi back then. You know.
Yeah. Do you have any sci-fi? I mean, Star Trek, Star Wars. What do you?
I was gonna say that like David Tennant, something I fucking loved him in.
Yeah.
Is the Jessica Jones Netflix show. It is a Marvel thing, but this was out like probably nearly 10 years ago at this point.
That was a great.
Did you
show.
see that?
I love that show.
Yeah,
I love it,
man. I love hard-boiled detective stuff. I love gritty kind of like
Yeah, like the new Batman. I mean, the latest Batman.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Dude, he was like Batman as a detective, right? I mean, that's how he started.
Yeah.
Rather than superhero, you know. So that was
His name? I've forgotten his name, but I don't think he needs our publicity. I think he's all right. So.
He's good. yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, the dude from Twilight. Yeah. That's why I can't remember, because Twilight was such an aberration of weird success. I don't understand, you know. But yeah.
Steph Myers is an inspiration because she shows that even if you're a shit writer, you can still make it. Like,
yeah. Do you like to read books still? Do you? I mean, obviously, you must have read Lord of the Rings, right? If you're in this sphere, but are you a reader? Or are you more of a audiobook?
I used to do a shitload of reading. I went to like uni and I did creative writing and
okay.
But like I really went more into like video games and like that kind of more interactive stories. So I don't read as much now. My partner, she's like an obsessive reader writer. The house is just filling up with books. I can't stop.
I get it. Trust me, I get it.
Every week there's a new book, and it's just like I can't stop it.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's
right. She's the one that fucking pays. You know, she works a day job and she supports my fucking broke ass. So like she's a fucking diamond. She's at least 70% of my success. I wouldn't be able to do this without her. So.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, man. You find somebody like that, a good woman that would support you. I mean, behind every great man's an amazing woman, right? So yeah, you find someone like that, that's a keeper, dude. Yeah, man. That's a keeper. Yeah. Did you tell her you were doing this today though?
Oh yeah. She's been really like watching all my stuff. Yes, I was like, because I kept telling her what was in like the Daggerheart video. I was like, you gotta actually watch it, so I don't have to just keep explaining shit. Because we were talking about the fucking YouTube, and like she eventually watched it. It was like, oh, it's pretty good. And she was like, I can't believe Daggerheart really did that. Like that thing with the initiative, that's so silly. Yeah. Because my first campaign that I ran was for her. I was doing like. Just me as a GM, her as a player with the party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so is that how you met, through D&D?
No, we met playing like board games and stuff. That's my advice for people out there who want to find a good wife, is like go out and do things like board games where you're actually going to meet women who are like the kind of people you want to meet. So you go out and do like a board games group. You're going to meet nerdy girls, which is perfect.
Yeah. Nerdy for the win. You know, that I generally go for crazy. That's been my problem. Real crazy, the crazier the better, right? I mean, you know, that's but yeah.
We've all done it.
I'm toning down the crazy now, you know. That's funny.
I had to learn the hard way. I got taken advantage of by some women in my younger days, because you get into all those things of like, oh, men are terrible, and like you have to learn the hard way that you like if you're naive and trusting, people are going to take advantage.
Yeah, always. You know, you don't be a dick, but you be on your guard, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I went for crazy, but I didn't let crazy take advantage of me, because I know they're crazy, right? But that's that thing. I was at a choir thing. It was my nieces at a choir recital, and somebody came up to my sister-in-law, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, that bitch is nuts. And afterwards, I said to her, hey, I basically, she's crazy. She goes, oh, no. I said, no. There's very few things I am absolutely sure of in this world. And one of them is my skill at detecting crazy. Because if I'm attracted to her, I know she's crazy. It's nuts. So, yeah.
Well, I love crazy girls as well. Like, but you can have the magical unicorn that is the intersection of crazy and also incredibly smart.
That's cool. You can find that. That's cool, man. That's a really cool thing. Yeah. That's a rare thing though, but very cool. You know.
And my girlfriend is like, I haven't married her yet. We've been together 7 years, but that's just because of money shit. But like, she part of why I love her is that she'll make jokes about herself being crazy. She makes some of the most fucking off-color jokes. Like she'll just say something misogynist, and I'll just be like, oh, you can't say that. But obviously she could get away with it. But like, she fucking trolls the shit out of me.
That's funny, man. You got a good one, dude. Stick with it. Stick with her. Don't lose her. That you find a good one, man. It's harder and harder to find them as you get older and older, because what's left behind is like retreads and leftovers. Trust me. So yeah, you don't want any of that stuff. And on that note, retreads and leftovers. I think we gotta kind of wrap it up here. We've been an hour 45. I remember you weren't sure we could go this long because you're like, I don't know how it's gonna go, but yeah, we've worked out pretty good, man.
Yeah, I mean, when we first emailed, I didn't like, I was like, that was like when things first dropped. It's been a crazy week for me, but like, thank you for bringing me on your channel, man. It's been really awesome.
It's awesome. It's been awesome. And again, you subscribe. Anybody who's watching this who's on my channel, subscribe to his channel. You got to check it out. It's awesome. You're gonna have more and more videos. The link to his channel is in my description, and it's now in everybody else's channel too. So you go take a look, guys. Please do subscribe and especially watch that video we did on Daggerheart if you're at all interested in anything related to that. I think it's going to be one of those videos that over time is going to keep going and going and going. It's like an evergreen, it's just going to always keep growing. So that's awesome.
I reckon so. And if you're watching my channel, if you came in here from my bad takes and you want to listen to this grognard talk about like OSR shit and kind of like get a different perspective. Like I've been watching a few of your videos, like I said, just before we were watching this, I was watching your video about D&D, and I was like, that's actually a really good take. It's like, you don't want to make 5th edition into something it's not. So make 2 versions, split it out, give the old folks what they want, give the 5th edition kids what they want. I was like, that makes sense to me.
Everybody's happy. It has to be. Doesn't have to be one or the other. You get both. Give the old school game out there, a definitive old school D&D. Keep 5th edition out there. Take the best of 2024 and 2015 and make it a good one. Eric Tenkar though was talking about they're maybe writing a new game, a 6th edition D&D, an official 6th edition that's going to take AD&D elements and one of the Gygax kids is involved. He dropped a video not the other day that went fucking stupidly like your video, like crazy explosive, because that's a big deal. That's something they're gonna do, man. Holy hell. They're really balancing like peer pressure and realizing that the theater kids don't have any money. That's what it comes down to. So they're not gonna buy the shit, right? They're gonna share the PDF. You want to sell it to somebody, the old people got money. That's really what it comes down to. So yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. And everybody who showed up. We had a lot of people. We're up to over 50 people at one point in here, man.
Oh, wow. Cool. Wow.
Yeah, this is
sorry about my fucking mic issues. I'm like, I spent an hour before. I was like, you can't fuck me today, equipment. You can't. And it's like, I won't. Not right away.
You should have made a sacrifice to the mic gods before the show or something, something.
I touched the mic with my lizard. I did all the blessings. I went through all the process.
He has an actual lizard, guy. He's not a euphemism for something else. He has an actual lizard somewhere in that room. So yeah.
Yeah, he's taking himself to bed now. He's like, I can't deal with this shit, just yapping away.
God, man, this is cool. We should do this again. I like that they came to me in the hair show. We should get like a hair show going. Me, you, Raji, whoever else has hair. Just do a hair show. Every once in a while, just talk about D&D. He'd be a good one to bounce shit off of. You guys have, I think, different takes on things. It'd be very interesting to hear you guys just go at it. And just go back and forth, not fight, but just talk about principles and things from somebody who's been doing it 15 years and somebody who's just started.
I'd love to talk to Chubby. I don't know. I guess I just have to call him Greg 2, or am I Greg 2? Am I the fucking Greg 2? He's older than me.
He's only barely older, dude. He's a millennial as well. I mean, he's a cusper. He's a cusp of millennial and Gen X. So yeah, he's. But I always bust his chops at being a true millennial. In the whiniest, most negative sense of the word. So. Avocado toast and all, so anyway, guys, we drag out this farewell for 4 minutes. So thank you so much for
Thank
watching.
you, everyone, for showing up.
All right. Join
You
his
guys are
channel.
awesome.
Check it out. I think it'd be a
You're
good
awesome,
time.
Joe.
Maybe do it again sometime. This would be fun, man. We maybe do a once in a while hair show, We got other people with hair on board.